Good evening, beautiful people. Happy Saturday night. I am going to continue on with our checklist of symptoms that could lead to a relapse. Before I do, I think I told you this morning, maybe I didn't, I don't know. But today is 5 months without alcohol for me, which is pretty cool. I don't think I've done that. At least not since I was a teenager. But what makes it cooler than just not having alcohol is I was given a little gift today, and the gift was I was driving down the road and I saw my best friend is a fair way to say it. I think I have a few best friends. They're all the best, but I saw her wife going down the road with a friend, and my best friend wasn't with her. So I pulled over and chatted with her. And this probably doesn't sound like a big miracle or anything too impressive, but it was neat because they had come over last week, and I really, really respect my friend's wife, and I think that she's so super smart. And unfortunately, when T lived with me, I was still partying pretty heavy, and I wasn't conveying my thoughts in the best way. And then they'd come out to Kansas to see me, and again, I was still a drinker. And I've just had a very not super relationship with Tara's wife. Like it's just never been good. And I think it's good now. And I think that was like the best gift ever, to pull over and chat with them. And it was like, it wasn't because Tara was in the room. It was because I think Marie can appreciate this version of Bobby much better than any other version that she's met. So that was a big, big compliment and a big gift, and it'd probably make her crazy if she knew I was getting this gushy about it. So we won't tell her. Pretty sure she don't listen to the show, so we won't tell her. All right, let's cover tonight's topic, and I chuckled this morning when I looked at a glance to see what it was. It's cockiness, and the reason I laugh is because there was a song by Kid Rock in the maybe early 2000s called Cocky, and I used to jam out to that song, and there's still people in my work life now that remember how important that song was to me, because I was, granted that was 15, 16 years ago. Wow, I wish I didn't say that out loud, but it was 15, 16 years ago, and I just thought I knew everything, especially about floral and supermarkets and all that stuff. I was a floral manager at the time, and I was down helping us open a new market area. And in hindsight, I guess, 16 years ago, I probably wasn't as mature as I am now. And I had no filter. And I still probably have less of a filter than my professional life would like me to have, which is okay, because I have this outlet now where I don't need to have a filter. Again, if I'm not your peach, you don't like me, that's fine. Back to the topic at hand. All right, cockiness. It's a got-it-made attitude, no longer fair compulsive gambling, going into a slippery situation to prove to others you have no problem. Do this often enough and it'll wear down your defenses. Cockiness sounds almost like, wow, overconfident. Cockiness is the equivalent of overconfident, probably. Which, hey, I did this too. Coincidentally, I've told you the story about me relapsing and just leaving a Renaissance fair and driving to the casino. Well, stopping home to get my free play and then driving on to the casino with no any rhyme or reason. Although I did have alcohol in my system that day too. However, prior to that, Tara was out for a visit, my friend that I just referenced, in May, and there was a casino that had, I think it was 4 lobster tails. It was like a buffet, and you can get 4 lobster tails at the casino, and let's say it was $30. It was some ridiculously cheap price. And when she came out to visit, oh, excuse me, it's been a long day. All those miles on the bike plus a round of golf. Anyway, when she came out to visit with me, we literally went to this buffet and I had to walk through a casino floor. And I knew I was safe. This was my cockiness. I was safe because I had Tara to protect me, right? She wasn't going to let me gamble, and she wasn't anybody that I ever gambled with, which once I did. But she had a hard time spending even a nickel, so it's kind of funny. She's a good influence on me. But here I am walking through, and you know, if you're a casino gambler, the bells and the whistles and I really feel like I had some special relationships, like with certain slot machines. There's one right before I quit that had this dragon guy that loved me, and me and Geisha Girl had a crazy relationship. So just seeing the music from some of these machines, or seeing the machine, well, just seeing the music, hearing the music from some of them can trigger me. You know, if I hear Walk Like an Egyptian in the car, or there's a Britney Spears song, like it takes me right back to certain machines. So I was being cocky. I can handle walking through a casino. I can go for the buffet, which if you've ever been in a Gamblers Anonymous group for any period of time, I'm sure you've heard the old adage about going for the free buffet or the free room. So cockiness has a lot to do with ego, and I continue to see how much my ego gets in the way, both in my recovery and in my past life. The lyrics from the Kid Rock song I was referencing, if you don't know, it goes something like this. It says, "They say I'm cocky, and I say what? It ain't bragging, motherfucker, if you could back it up." And that was my attitude. And like I said, it led to a relapse. So I think that that's a pretty accurate one to be on here. And I think this is why foundationally I believe that we need to be working on ourselves every day. We need to be mindful of our choices in not only the stuff that we talk about, how we feel and how we treat people, and things like the emotions of, you know, if you're being and exhibiting gratitude, it's hard to feel hate, or, you know, you can't feel bad things when you're in gratitude. And the book I'm reading today also validated that when you're having a positive feeling, you can't feel negative. So playing with that, but we have to prepare ourselves and not get cocky about it. I know I'm not. I just watched a recent video of something I had said back in September. One of my friends at the time was really upset with me. The situation was this: he had an enormous amount of alcohol in his system, as far as I can tell. He's at a bar where there's slot machines, a little different culture, and he's agitated by the people that were asking him for money to play the slot machines. He's also in recovery. Well, he also doesn't gamble. And he got mad at me because I didn't have any empathy for him. Like, you shouldn't be drunk in a place with slot machines if you have a gambling problem. It's just one of my core things. And I stumbled upon this video and I was listening to it, and I really lost my shit about this. Like, in the video, who do you think you are, you know, to be that cocky? And it's essentially cocky to walk into that environment. And I had said in this video, I said, I know enough that I can't be drunk and walk into that building behind me and make good decisions. I couldn't go to the casino for a concert or this or that with any amount of alcohol in my system. I don't even think I could or should do it without alcohol in my system. I don't have a deep relationship with this casino. And I've told you in the past that I can walk by it and see it and it doesn't make me nuts every single day. But why would I be cocky enough to take that risk? So I guess my ask for today is there any of those scenarios that you feel like you're being cocky about? Or can you see how that would translate into setting ourselves up for failure? Failure meaning going back out. It's not, for me, it's not appropriate that I need to work on my humility. My ego's gotten in the way as far as my opinions go and how I operate. So I know for me, cocky and ego are pretty hand in hand, so it's something I need to work on. And again, I don't want to relapse, so I don't want to fall into a cocky bucket, I guess. I don't even like the word, really, the more I say it, but that's our food for thought symptom tonight. So I hope everybody had a really good day. I know I did. I went for my bike ride. I think it was close to 20 miles. And I went golfing. And I also went to a couple group meetings. I was trying to get to as much as I could. And I wrote out my schedule for next week and for how the next 6 weeks look and how the next 90 days look. And whew, it's insane. I can't imagine what's going to happen when I go back to work, like real work in the office, and have to schedule around all this stuff. But it's all good stuff. I'm happy-go-lucky. All right, beautiful people. Bobby the Awesome is going to be bad. Well, it's not bad, but I did go buy ice cream. They were talking about ice cream, and I just needed to have some. It's a beautiful day. I'm having ice cream. So I hope that, like I said, you had a good day. And if you deserved ice cream or wanted ice cream and you got it, that's good. Aside from the whole sugar addiction thing, which I'm not going to address right now because I've quit so many things in the last 6 months that I can have my ice cream. Okay, good night, beautiful people.